Hi everyone. So the next topic is simplification of context-free grammar, or simply called as a minimization of context-free grammar. So the grammar may consisting of some extra symbols. Those are called as a non-terminals, and having these extra symbols will increase the length of the grammar. So generally the grammar has to be processed by the compilers and all, so it may increase the length of the grammar. So for that reason we have to reduce the grammar we have. So that is simply called as simplification or a minimization of a context free grammar. So the reduction process, the minimization process consisting basically three steps. So that first one is removal of useless symbols, elimination of epsilon productions, as well as the removal of unit productions. We'll see what is that process one by one. The first one, eliminating useless symbols. So eliminating useless symbols means first of all, what is meant by useless symbol? So the symbols that do not participated in the derivation of any string, that is a language string, those are called as a useless symbols, and we have to identify them, we have to remove them. Okay, first we have to understand what is a useful symbol first, then later we have to go with useless symbols. Okay, so what is a useful symbol? If any symbol generating the string of a language, that is called as a useful. If any symbol reachable from the starting symbol, that is called as a useful symbol. So useful means it should be generating and it should be reachable. If it is a non-useful means it should not be reachable, it should not be generating. Okay, so this is about useful, and we have to think about, so we have to for the reduction we have to identify the non-generating symbols as well as the non-reachable symbols. Okay, so I'm repeating. So we have to remove useless symbols. Useless symbols means non-generating symbols as well as non-reachable symbols. So what is a non-generating symbol means? So it doesn't produce any useful symbols. What is a non-reachable symbol means? So we cannot reach from it from the starting symbol. Okay, so let's go with an example, you may understand. So remove the useless symbols from the given context free grammar. So we have to remove the useless symbols. First you have to identify the what are useless symbols in the given grammar. Useless symbols are two types. One is non generating symbols as well as the non reachable symbols. In the given grammar, this is the grammar production rules. S to AB, B, X. So from S we are reaching B and X. So what about A here? We are going to B and X. Okay, and if you see the B production rule, we don't have any non-terminal symbol that produced by the B. Here A produces a non-terminal symbol A, whereas X produces non-terminal symbol AD. Non-terminal, terminal, you know, already know the difference. So terminal, non-terminals are nothing but that produces terminal. So terminals are nothing but that produced by the non-terminal. Okay, so S is a starting symbol. This is the starting of the grammar. So from S to AB we are going. Here B does not produce any non-terminal symbol. So that is nothing but a non-generating symbol. So non-generating symbol. So we identify B as a non-generating symbol and we can remove it. Okay. wherever we have a b, wherever we have a b in the grammar, we have to remove the production rules. So where we have a b, here we have a b, and here we have a b, and here also we have a b. So by removing all b production rules and the production rule which consisting b, we finally get the grammar like this. Okay, so s2 bx, s2 sorry a2 bsx ra, x2 ad. Okay, so here we don't have any capital B non-terminal, which is a non-generating symbol. And next, so we have to check for the non-reachable symbol. Non-reachable symbol, so from starting symbol, yes, so we go with the b is a terminal and x is a non-terminal. Okay, so x, here we can reach x to ad is nothing but a non-terminal symbol. So what about a? So from starting symbol, are we reaching a? No, actually. Okay, even though it produces a which is a terminal symbol, even if it is a generating symbol, but it is a not reachable symbol. So again we have to remove this also. Okay, so we are actually finding useless symbols. Useless symbols are nothing but two types. One is non-generating symbols, the second one is the non-reachable symbols. So till now what we did, we remove b is a non-generating symbol. Now we can remove a. Why? Because it is a non-reachable symbol. Okay, so after removing both non-reachable symbols as well as the non-generating symbols, we have a grammar that is s2bx, x2ad. Okay, so here we don't have any useless symbols. So this is the final grammar after elimination of useless symbols. Okay, so go with another example, try to understand. So this is the grammar we have. Here we have to find the useless symbols. Useless symbols means one is a non-generating symbols, the second one is the non-reachable symbols. Okay, so from s, yes, we are going to S, A and B. A to CD. CD is nothing but non-terminal. For B we don't have any terminal symbols. A produces terminal symbols CD. Why? Because they are small case. No? B doesn't produce any terminal. So A with capital B we have, that is non-terminating symbol. Alone it cannot produce any terminal symbol. So that's why B is a non-generating symbol. So that's why we have to remove it. So after removing, the grammar becomes like this. Okay, so not alone B production rule we are removing, wherever we have a B in the production rule, so that can also be we removed. Okay, so this is the grammar after removing non-generating symbol. Here after removing the B, we have a grammar like this. Okay, so if you look at this, so from S to S we are reaching, from S to A we are reaching, and A produces non-terminal. Then what about a C? So from starting symbol we cannot able to reach the C, that is nothing but a non-reachable symbol. Okay, then we also remove the C. The final grammar is given like this. Okay, and the next one, so eliminating null productions from the, so this is the second step in the minimization of a grammar. First we have to remove the useless symbols, second we have to remove the null productions, third one we have to remove the unit productions. The second one is the elimination of null productions from the productions in the context free grammar. Okay, so first you have to understand what is a null production. Okay, if any non-terminal symbol producing epsilon, that is a null, that is that the production is said to be null production. Okay, we have to identify the null productions in the grammar, we have to remove them, but there is a condition. If the language itself produces epsilon as a one of a string, we cannot remove that productions, null productions. If the language does not produce any null string, then we can able to remove it. Okay, so epsilon అనేది one of the string గా exist కాకూడదు. ఎప్సిలాన్ అనేది వన్ ఆఫ్ ద స్ట్రింగ్గా బేసిక్ స్ట్రింగ్గా లేకపోతే మనం ఆ ఎప్సిలాన్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ ఏ గివెన్ సిఎఫ్జి అంటే ఎప్సిలాన్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో ఎన్ టు ఎప్సిలాన్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఎప్సిలాన్ నల్ ప్రొడక్షన్. ఓకే, ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఇఫ్ యూ రీచ్ ఎనీ from any non-terminal, if you reach epsilon also, that is also called as a null production. So the process is given here. If you have a null productions like a to epsilon, okay, so and this null production can be removed. First we have to check whether a is nothing but a non-terminal, is exist any right side of the production rules. So a to epsilon is a null production. To remove this, we have to check all production rules. If any production rule consisting a is a non-terminal in this null production on the left hand side, if it exists in the right hand side, then we have to check further. Wherever a exists, we have to remove them. Okay, so then the resultant grammar is nothing but without epsilon productions. Okay, minimized grammar. So let's go with an example. So this is the grammar we have. So s to ax bx, x to a b epsilon. Here epsilon exists. X to epsilon is a null production we have. Okay, so first we have to check whether the language produces epsilon as a basic string or not. If the language produces epsilon as a basic string, we cannot remove it. If not, only we can remove it. Further if you substitute epsilon in s, so you can substitute epsilon in s, means in place of x you can substitute. So a epsilon again become a, b epsilon again become b, so that means the basic string minimum strings are a b. Okay, so that is there is no possibility of epsilon as a basic string, minimum string. Okay, so for that reason we can continue and we can try to remove the null productions. Okay, here we have a null production x to epsilon. So check, we have to check the grammar wherever x present in the right hand side. Okay, if you see the production rule, x, capital X is actually present in the s, ax and bx. Okay, so we have to replace those by epsilon. So s to ax అనేది ఉంది, ఎస్ టు బిఎక్స్ అనేది ఉంది. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే సింప్లీ ఎక్స్ బై ఎప్సిలాన్ రీప్లేస్ చేస్తాం. రీప్లేస్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ఆబ్వియస్గా ఎస్ టు ఏ ఎస్ టు బి అనే గ్రామర్ అనేది ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో అలాంగ్ విత్ ప్రీవియస్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది కదా. సో ఎస్ టు ఏఎక్స్ బిఎక్స్తో పాటు ఎస్ టు ఏ ఎస్ టు బి అనేది న్యూ ప్రొడక్షన్ రూల్స్గా ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా, సో సింపుల్గా సో వీ ఫైనలైజ్ ద గ్రామర్, that is s to ax, s to bx, s to a, s to b, and simply we can remove epsilon, so we can present x with ab only. Okay, hope you understand. So what we did, we have a epsilon as one of the non-terminal symbol in the x. So to remove that, we can replace x by epsilon in the production rules. So this is the final grammar after removing the epsilon production. Let's go with another example. So this is the grammar given. Here we have a two epsilons, right? So a also produces epsilon and b also produces epsilon. So before going to eliminate the null productions, we have to understand whether the language is actually producing the epsilon or not. So if you substitute a b as epsilons in s, so what we have, c, we have c is actually c is nothing but a non-terminal, so the minimum string is c alone, not epsilon. So we can go for removing of null productions. So what are the two null productions we have? A2 epsilon and B2 epsilon here. To eliminate, first one by one we can eliminate. First, to eliminate A2 epsilon, we check the grammar production rules wherever we have A on the right side. So ekkadekadu unnai? So S లో రైట్ సైడ్లో ఏఏ ఉంది అండ్ ఏ ప్రొడక్షన్ రూల్లో ఏఏ ఉంది, అందులో మనము ఎప్సిలాన్ అనేది ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తాం. ఎప్సిలాన్ అనేది ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? సో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఎప్సిలాన్ అనేది ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు సో ఇలా వస్తుంది. ఇలా ఎందుకు వస్తుంది అని అంటే, సో ఏబిఏసి, so you have to substitute epsilon in place of a. So first you substitute epsilon here. First you substitute epsilon here, no? So you get ABC. After you substitute A here, what you get? BAC. After you substitute epsilon in both A's, both A's, so then you will get a BC. Okay, so substitution A in the right hand side will give this production rules, and in the A also we can substitute epsilon here, we will get A to A. Okay, so after removing the A to epsilon production, this is the grammar. Okay, next we have a two null productions, right? So next one is the B2 epsilon. Okay, so this is the grammar after removing the A2 epsilon null production. So already we have the S2 ABAC. So after removing the first null production A2 epsilon, we have a grammar like this. Why? Because so already we have S2 ABAC, and this part is from the removal of A2 epsilon null production. Okay, so here also epsilon, we don't have epsilon, we have only alone A. Okay, and B2 epsilon we have to remove. The same procedure we have to follow. So substitute B in grammar wherever we have a B in the right hand side. Okay, this is the grammar, right? So not entire we have to take, we just take this part only. Okay, first we have this grammar only. So if you replace, okay, you can replace here entire. So after removing A2 epsilon, we have this grammar. So from this we have to remove, right? So we have to remove wherever we have a B, we have to replace B2 epsilon. So if you substitute epsilon here, we have AAC. Here if you substitute AC, here if you substitute epsilon instead of B, we have AC, 2AC. So we can concatenate it as a 1. And the next one, C. Okay, so this is the thing. And here B2 BB we have, if you substitute epsilon instead of B, capital B, we have a B here. Okay, just substituting we are doing, this is the new thing. Okay, so after elimination of A2 epsilon, we have this grammar. This can be added to the initial given grammar. After removing B2 epsilon, we have this grammar. This can be added to the previous grammar, this one. Okay, so finally what we have after removing both null productions, so we have this. Okay, so initially this grammar given, with epsilons, A to epsilon, B to epsilon, two null productions, and finally this is the grammar we have after removing epsilon productions. Okay. The last step is eliminating unit productions from the productions in the grammar. Okay, what is a unit production? So if a production rule means a left hand side exists, right hand side exists. If both sides, so we have only one non-terminal and both are non-terminal. Okay, so A to B, A and B both are non-terminals, so only one non-terminal exists. That thing is called as a unit productions. We have to remove them also. So further what we have to do follow is, so if you have a unit production A to B, and we have if you have another production B to alpha here a terminal symbol. Okay, if you have these two things, so then you can add A to alpha to the grammar, as well as you have to eliminate A to B from the grammar. So A to B, B to alpha అని టూ ప్రొడక్షన్ రూల్స్ కనుక గ్రామర్లో ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయితే సింపుల్గా A to alpha అని కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తారు, A to B అని యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో లెట్స్ గో విత్ అన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. So S to AB, this is the grammar we have. So let's find the unit productions. So one is B to C, C to D, D to E. These three are the actually unit productions. So one by one we have to remove. So let's take a unit production D to E first. D to E. In the grammar we have E to A, right? E to A we have. Okay, so as per the previous rule what we have, so D to E we have in the grammar and E to A we have in the grammar. So by combining those we can add D to A to the grammar, we can remove the D to E a unit production. Okay, and let's take a C to D. C to D is a unit production and we have D to A from the above. Yes, we added a D to A to the grammar, right? So D to A, so by adding these two what we get, C to A. C to A can be added to the grammar, as well as C to D can be removed from the grammar. So the next one B to C is also another unit production. We have a C to A from above. Okay, so B to C, C to non-terminal. So what obviously we do, so B to A we can add it to the grammar and we can remove the C, B to C, a unit production. So finally we get the grammar like this. Okay, we are adding and we are removing unit production. So finally we get this grammar. If you observe this grammar, so there is a still minimization process. So what it means, some unreachable symbols exist. So S is a starting symbol. From S we are trying to reach A and B, but we have another non-terminal symbols, right? So C, D, E. So those are actually non-reachable symbols. In the useless symbols we discussed non-reachable symbols means which we cannot reach from the starting symbol. So we can reach only A, B from the S, not C, D, E. So we can remove them. So finally we get this grammar, which is a minimized grammar. Okay, so that is about minimization of a grammar. So what we did is, we did simply three things. So we did removal of useless symbols. Useless symbols means non-reachable and non-generating symbols. Okay, and epsilon productions are null productions. Wherever you have a null productions you can remove them, but there is a condition. If epsilon is not a part of a language, then only you can able to remove it. The last one is unit productions. If In the production rule, both sides we have only one non-terminal, that is called as unit productions. We have to remove them. Okay, so this is about a minimization of CFG. Thank you.